Plop, welcome to the video. So, today, kind of just not going to edit this video at all, because I don't really see a purpose for it. And also, if the audio sucks, you can blame this microphone, because it's kind of a custom one. Anyways, let's get to the discussion topic. If you clicked on the video due to the title, thank you. If you want to give me your time, I would really appreciate it, and I'd hope that you'd be open-minded to these kind of controversial topics, so I hope it's not controversial. If you are curious who this video applies to, it applies to literally everybody in America. Literally everybody in America, and anybody that wants to come to America ever. Really, it's about the immigration system, specifically the USCIS. Now, if you see me looking at my phone, it's because I took some notes, brief notes, and it's also kind of a script, kinda. If this video is posted on Twitter, I'll post this exact thing verbatim. You'll see exactly what I'm doing. It's formatted like a tweet, I guess. I've never used Twitter before to actually post anything meaningful. My main point of making this video is because I got married, right? I'm 21, I got married. I met a girl, I met my wife in April of 2023. A year later, I married her. Pretty cool stuff, right? If anybody here is married or thinking about getting married or is going to be married one day, this video also applies to you. Let me get started. So, let me read this. So, first of all, I'm a United States citizen, born and raised. I met my wife in the United States of America, while she was on a foreign exchange program to work in the United States. She is from Thailand, which I visited, met her family, and got permission to marry her. Let's see. Then got married in the United States when she was on the second foreign exchange program. A couple months later, she came back, and then while she's in the United States, we decided to get married because, eventually it'd be great to get a green card at some point, right? And we, felt that it was a good time too. So it's legal, allowed since I'm a United States citizen. My parents are also United States citizen, born and raised. I want to make it very clear, none of my family has immigrated in my previous, grandparents born and raised in the U.S. Parents born and raised in the U.S. I'm born and raised in the U.S. This is why this video is so important, just to be clear. So then, after we got married, from that point on, we started the process to get her a green card so she can come to the United States legally. While doing research, I'm sure everybody here has heard about a K-1 visa. That's the popular one. That's the one where you come to the U.S., you apply for the green card, you go through the K-1 process, blah, blah, blah. Since it's the popular one. After doing further research, our situation made more sense to apply for the CR1 visa, which it's pretty much, it's the K-1 visa, but a little bit different. There's a couple extra features where if you just get the K-1 visa, you also have to apply for, I think it's a work visa separately. I could be wrong. Assume everything in this video is... Assume everything that I say is I'm attempting to be as accurate as possible. Obviously, if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But this is, for the gist, it's going to be pretty much accurate. So, my point is, we applied for the CR1 visa, right? Complicated, annoying, it's expensive. So expensive. And I'm not rich, so that sucks. So, yeah. And then also, we went through the Boundless Immigration website. Pretty much it's just a system, it's a group, it's a company. They provide immigration services, they'll give you a lawyer too you can talk to. They ask you all of the documents that you need. They also have a 99% success rate, and then it's a money back guarantee for the visa. So hopefully it doesn't get denied. So 99% success rate as well. So anyways, let me give you some background here. I'm 21. I started working when I was 19. This is important, okay? My first job was McDonald's, right? Most people's first job is something similar. And then worked there, and then I moved to Walgreens, right? Worked there for 3 years. And then I got fired. And then I didn't get fired for a good reason. It was really silly. Yeah. So I did that. To give you some preference, I have 2 years of realistic income that I've made. It's 2023, made a good amount. 2024, my income it's going up, right? I've worked more this year. So let me give you some background. I'm not going to add any graphics. I'm not going to add anything. If you're interested, read the description, or go to my Twitter, read that, or watch the rest of the video, right? I'm trying to be as thorough as possible here to give you to make you understand. So anyways, me and my wife got married in June of 2024, okay? We started the process of gathering and submitting documents to support our green card visa case to submit to Boundless. And then about a month later, after we got married in June, a month later, in July, we then started the process. But since she's here on a foreign exchange program, like work visa, right? She has to go back. So we started the process in July. About middle of July, she went back to Thailand. Okay, and then so I haven't been with her in person since July of 2024. Long distance relationships suck. Okay, and then I know a lot of people, they go through a long distance relationship. I'm sure it's going to happen to somebody at some point. I'm sure somebody's experienced it or have never experienced it, right? From what I have researched and what I have learned is, or what I think is, communication is key in any relationship. That is the number one aspect of a relationship, is communication. The whole point of a relationship is to find somebody that you trust and that you love and that you care about, right? At least that's what I think. But my point in saying that is that a long distance relationship is ultra tough. Thailand, relative to the United States, is a 12-hour time difference. It's literally on the opposite side of the planet. It cannot be a longer distance relationship until we have multiplanetary travel and somebody from Earth is, long distance relationship dating somebody on Mars. That's not going to happen for at least another 100 years, right? But my point is, some people cannot make a long distance relationship work. Like, let's say they're an hour away in a different city. Why does the relationship break off? Oh, well, it's because you suck at communicating. You didn't actually love each other. The relationship dies because it just, it's too tough for some people, right? And that happens. Not everybody's good with their long distance relationship. And I'm not saying mine's perfect. Mine's far from perfect. There's a lot of stuff I wish I could improve on, right? I'm still growing, still learning. I'm young. I'm 21, right? Turned 21 last month, so I still feel like a young guy. But anyways, my point is, so married in June, a month later started the process for the visa, and then, she had to go back mid-July, so about, 2 weeks after we started this process, she had to go back. I started it with her here, so I can get any documents, any information, anything that we needed to happen while she's in the U.S. physically. We got that stuff done. And then, and then it's December when I'm writing this. To give you an idea, it's December. It's Christmas time. That's why, hence, I got the Christmas lights going in the background. I hope I'm not yapping too much. I know we're already 8 minutes into the video, but just give me a chance. If you want to fast forward, go for it. And if you want to click off, go for it too. But this is important stuff. And then the Balanced Immigration team submitted the case. And then, we started it in July. And then we finally, July, June, July, August, September. And then 2 months later, in September, they finally submitted the case to the USCIS, which is just the government agency that does immigration stuff for the United States. So the Balanced Immigration team submitted the stuff in 2024. So then I started checking on the USCIS website for the estimated time, the case decision, or at least a hopeful date of when she can finally come to the U.S. and live with me in the United States of America, because that's where I live. I'm a U.S. citizen, right? And you'll understand why I'm emphasizing United States citizen if you keep watching, right? So I started checking, on the case decision because it finally updated in November. And the first update I got was in November, 11 months from November of 2024, she can come to the U.S., right? So that kind of breaks it down, she'll hopefully be able to come to the U.S. by November 2025. So hopefully by next Christmas, I can be with her. Also, she's never experienced an American Christmas, so it's kind of good timing, right? That's not even the good part. That's not the good part at all. So then, that was expected. I expect the visa process to take anywhere from 14, 16 months. The CR1 visa takes a little bit longer than the K1 visa. But, if anybody's going through this is tough. This is a tough system. And that I'm making this video to hopefully spread the message and hopefully somebody with enough power will watch this, and maybe this video will blow up. It might not. It could be a dud. It could literally get 2-3 views. I might be wasting my time right now. But I'm gonna stop yapping. I can yap all day. But yeah, that was expected. And then the plan, hopefully, she'll be with me by Christmas 2025. And then, you know, early December, Christmas time, right? Christmas time. You know, holly jolly Christmas time. Got the vibe going on. The ETA changed, it updated from, and this could be temporary, updated from 11 months, she'll be here next Christmas, to 18 months. And if I get emotional, I'm sorry. I'm reading off of you know, this, and then I'm just trying to get the information down. But yeah, it got updated from 11 months to 18 months that I have to wait for my wife to come to the United States. And before you say anything, before you start commenting with your fingers, I met her in the United States. Remember that. I met her in the United States. It's not some, like, email like, book, like, I paid for, like, she paid me to marry her to come to the U.S. No, that's the first question everybody asks me. How'd you meet her? Oh, it's not like, oh, some people do that, like, thing, like, I don't know. I met her in the United States. She could speak English, but she's from Thailand. That's the situation, right? But that's not even the good part. I'm not even there. We're not even halfway there. We're not even halfway done with this conversation here. I've not even scrolled down on the script. Okay? Bear with me. I'm sorry. But yeah, that puts it at 18 months until she can come to the United States. Not 18 months from September, when they first, you know, submitted the documents. Boundless did, right? I'm not blaming Boundless. After they submit the stuff to the USCIS, it's completely up to them with whatever they do. Okay? Now, we're talking 18 months from when I check it. 18 months from December. December. Oh my God. Well, when would that be? When could she come to the U.S.? The estimate now. What are they telling me now? Okay? She can come to the United States. This is not even, you know, they could always deny the visa. This is not even a guarantee that she can come to the U.S. My own wife, as a U.S. citizen, is not guaranteed a green card. We're going through the process to hopefully have a chance at her getting approved, right? They could always find something stupid and deny it. But that's why I went through balanced immigration with the 99% accept rate. That's not even the good part, though. You know, she wouldn't be with me until July of 2026. Instead of, you know, next Christmas of 2025. I'm already waiting a year. You know, I met her in April of 2023. You know, had the way I met her, like, it was like a magical experience. It was like out of a movie. Like, you'd have to be there to understand. Like, you know, a rom-com felt like that. The first day, boom, boom, great first day, boom, fell in love immediately, right? It's kind of wild, right? I'm not going to go into the details because it's my own personal information, but besides the point. And then, you know, they submitted the case, and then they're talking about 18 months from the day I checked the website, which was December, so she wouldn't be here till July. With me being curious, 2 weeks later, like, I don't check in every day. That'd be ridiculous. It's like when you have a stock portfolio, you're like, refresh, right? Or you have, like, you know, just anything, you know, refresh. It's not going to change anything, so I just don't look at it that often, right? And if they need to contact me, they'll do it by mail, or they'll email me, or maybe call me. I don't know. With me being curious with the holly jolly Christmas season, hence the lights again, the ETA got updated to 19 months. I'll let that sink in. They added another month. And this ETA can go up and down, right? But it went from 11 months to 18. I'm like, oh, temporary. I checked it again, it went to 19 months. And keep in mind, this is my real life wife that I'm married. I can't, you know, I could always go visit her in Thailand, right? But that costs money. And I have a job in the United States of America where I make all of my money. So it takes time that I could have been using to make money. And it also takes money to go see her. And it takes time. And then Also, that's not even all of it. In Thailand, as a U.S. citizen with a U.S. passport, I can go there on, I think it's a 60-day travel visa, and I could do that with just having a passport. I don't got to submit anything. I think I think I can only go to Thailand and stay there for 90 days max per year anyways, but I can't, I literally can't do that with the income situation. And I wouldn't want to do that anyways because she has stuff that she wants to do and I have stuff that I want to do here, right? Like, it's a whole thing. But I'll try and, get a little quicker here because I got a lot to talk about. So, how would you feel if your closest loved one couldn't be with you in person for 19 months, or in other words, 1 year and 7 months, let alone they just, oh, we're going to go from 18 months to 19 months. 19 months. 1 year and 7 months, And I get it. I expected 15 months. That's what the USCIS that's what the immigration for the CR1 visa estimated time is through that specific agency in that state. It went to 19 months. Okay? And then they talk about, it could take a little bit longer. It's on a case-by-case basis. This could always go down. This could always go down back to 11 months. But my point is, this is why people come across the Mexican border in the United States, because this process sucks. Let's be honest. It sucks. It really sucks. All right? It sucks. And there's nothing I can do about it except make this information that I have known to everybody else in the world. This applies to anybody that's ever going to want to ever come to the United States, right? If you live outside of the country and you want to immigrate, this applies to you. If you are in the United States and you want your wife or family members to come from a different country, or you meet somebody outside of the U.S. and you want to come to the U.S., this applies to you. This applies to everybody. And I don't see anybody necessarily talking about it because, politics aside, I feel like, with the way stuff's going, Trump is going to make 2025 a massive, massive year for change. And, yes, Trump does this thing. I copy it. It's fun to do. You should try it sometime. Be open-minded, okay? But that's besides the point. Let's not go into politics. Doesn't matter. This is purely relating to the immigration system for the United States. The number one country in America, I believe. The best country in the world. I'm an American citizen. I believe that, okay? And the reason I believe that, I've been outside of the United States. If you're inside of the United States, you don't necessarily... Are my lights blinking? I just bought them. Hope not. Anyways, my point is... Or maybe it's focusing. What? I don't know. Sorry, I get distracted. My point is, was that, this applies to everybody. This specific thing with the immigration system in the U.S. is extremely more, it's way more important, and that's one of the reasons why it's one of the main discussion points for politics right now, is the border and the immigration system. And I don't care, right? This might be bad to say. I don't care if people come to the United States, illegally. It shouldn't necessarily bother me, right? It will. It of course is, right? People get jobs. It doesn't matter. Criminals come across. They can say whatever they want, right? But at the end of the day, the only thing that directly affects me, right? This is me. My wife coming to the U.S., right? This is why this is important. If you want a family member to come, this is important. This is more important, and I'm not going to blow it out of proportion, but this is extremely important. All right. What else do I have to talk about? So... Yeah, obviously I could go there, right? But that's expensive. Perfect object. Right, and then obviously, going back is not Wow, I'm sorry, I'm confusing. And here's the thing: the visa could always get denied. I think I already said that. The visa could always get denied. I could have submitted an information that's wrong, and it could be a red flag for them, and it could denied. And going to Thailand and visiting her is not like a one-stop easy solution, those visas could get denied too. Because the whole, like, the way it kind of, like, the way that I understand that the visa process works, you need to apply for it because the countries are afraid that you're going to overstay your visa and not go back to your home country. That's the whole reason you got to apply for the visa and get approved. And whenever you go, like, you know, to a different country and then they ask you, like, why are you here? How long are you staying? Where are you going? They want to, like, understand that you're going to go back to your country when your visa gets done or when your purpose there is done, unless you're applying to live there, right? That's the way I understand it. So, you know, and then another reason to give you an idea of why I'm worrying about this so much, there's a lot of different factors. Income is a big one. Money's a big one, right? Like, I'm not rich, you know, most people aren't, but money's big, you know, and to give you an idea, I only worked, realistically, like, I've worked for 3 years, but I've only got 2 years of realistic income. My first year working, I only made $9,000 working at McDonald's. That was part-time. First job, right? And it was not paid well. And then I moved to Walgreens, right? Worked there for 3 years. 2023, my income was only it was $26,000. To qualify, to just, the first thing you need to know is, in order to be allowed to sponsor somebody, to allow them to come to the United States, you need to be able to prove that you can financially support them. Even though they're probably coming to the U.S. to also have a job and work and support for themselves. But I have to prove, since I'm a United States citizen, I have to prove that I can take care of her financially, at least initially, right? That's what you have to do. I only made $500-ish more than the bare minimum income requirement for the visa. And I think the K-1 visa might have a different income requirement. And also, if you're, like, in the military, I think there's a different, like, number. But, like, it's, like I said, it's on a case-by-case basis. That's why this system sucks. You know, why is it so confusing? It's like taxes. This sucks. But we're not going to get into that. So, and then for 2024, you know, my income has went up because I've worked more, right? So this year's income's not a problem. But the first year that I had to submit my tax return to the balance team, and then it gets submitted to the U.S. government, they're checking my income. That's a little worrying that it's so close to the, I guess it'd be considered the poverty level or something, which is $25,000. If you're below that, don't have a lot of money. But and then also, let me read this. Might I add, for 2024, the United States, or USCIS, doesn't let United States citizens, sponsors, which would be me, I'm a sponsor of her, to, you know, she's a beneficiary, she's benefiting from this. We're both benefiting, but that's just the terminology that they use. The United States does not let Thailand citizens, the U.S. citizens, sponsoring a Thailand citizen, it doesn't allow for me to get a joint sponsor. So say, for instance, you're getting a car loan, you don't have much money, or your credit's terrible, you would want to get a co-signer. Similar to that, you can get a joint sponsor or a co-sponsor, I don't know what the terminology is, to essentially have a combined income to be able to prove that you can financially support them. But for some reason, Thailand is on the list where I can't show that I have family members that also can help me out financially if I ask, right? I can't, that's not a thing for Thailand. Can't do that. Love it. Okay. So that's a thing. So I'm pretty much by myself and only by myself, and I only have me and my income and only me. It's literally just me that can, you know, prove that I can support her to come to the U.S. And, you know, I can't have my, like, let's say a co-sponsor would be a parent, right? Like your parents' income, you could say, hey, they're co-sponsoring. Can't do that. Not allowed. Wrong. Can't do that. It's just not allowed. Plain and simple, not allowed. No way around it. I've asked. So, and this is all going to be in the description too. If I'm yapping, you can just read it, or on Twitter. And then, you know, we did have the option when she was in the U.S. There's multiple ways she could have just stayed, right? It's called I think my lights are just blinking. Sorry if that's distracting. I keep seeing it. Like, I'm looking at the thing. You know, I'm not looking at the lens. That'd be weird. I'm looking at myself, because it's just what you do. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. We did have the option for, it's called an overstay visa. So that's what some people do. Like, as long as the person that came here, which is typically a woman, and they come here and they're either on like a foreign exchange program, they're traveling and they meet somebody, or like, you know, for any reason, as long as they entered the U.S. legally, right? They didn't just cross the border via the cartel, or I don't know, however else you get in the United States, you know, and you seek asylum and all that, you know, I'm sure you've heard about it in the news, or if you keep up with it. She came to the U.S. legally. Legally! Right? We're doing everything that we're supposed to do, that they say, oh, go through the legal process. Oh, do it the right way. Don't just do it the wrong way. Don't do it the illegal way, right? We're doing it the correct way. And this is the legal way. This is the frustrations going about it the way that they want you to. The government and people and everybody wants you to do it the legal way. We're doing it the legal way, and this is what I'm getting. This is as a U.S. citizen, I'm getting treated like this, right? And also, it's not just me. There's no way it's just me going through this process, because there's a lot of people that want to come to the United States. And there's a lot of people that live in the United States that want to have a wife from a different country for various reasons. They just like them, they meet them, don't care, right? They want to immigrate to the U.S. That's brass tacks. They want to immigrate to the U.S. This video is about the immigration system in the U.S., specifically the USCIS, taking forever. 19 months is too long. 11 months is too long. It should take max 6 months. Max 6 months. And I don't know how they're going to rework it, but I pay taxes. We're U.S. taxpayers, and it's taking 19 months. Go employ somebody. Go employ more people to immigrate them to the U.S., right? And then we would have more people in the U.S. to work, right? And then maybe the people that immigrate to the U.S., maybe since they see the system sucks so bad, they would want to go work at the immigration system. So it's like a perpetual cycle that maybe like 0.01% of the people that come to the U.S. will go work at the immigration system, because they know the system sucks so bad, they want to help it and improve it because it sucks so bad. You know, I'm trying not to get too heated, and I'm trying to do this before my camera dies, so I don't have to like combine the videos, right? I swear my lights are blinking, dude. Wow. It's every time I turn. I don't know. Maybe it's how the camera focuses. I don't know. But my point is, you know, the reason why we didn't do the overstay visa is because she is going to college in Thailand. She has 1 more year. She gets her bachelor's, right? I want her to finish college. She wants to finish college. It'd be kind of a waste to do 3 years out of a 4-year bachelor degree, and then you're like, hey, I'm going to go marry this guy in the U.S. You know, I wasted 3 years at college. That'd be stupid. So she went back for that specific reason, and also the income. I didn't know that I was going to have good income from this year. I wasn't sure. And you need to be able to prove with an overstay visa, you have to prove your income like almost immediately. You have to do the process like quickly. With the K1 visa, you have to submit your income immediately. With the CR1 visa, I can submit it. It's like one of the last things that they ask. That's another reason why we did the CR1 visa, right? They do everything, and then you get the green card, right? The K1 visa, it's like you do the thing, you get to go to the U.S., and then you got to apply, like it's another document for the green card. It's like a 2-step process for the K1. The CR1 visa's all in one, get it all done, get it out of the way, boom, never have to think about it. And then, also, if she did overstay the visa, let's say we just risked it, she overstayed the visa so she could be with me in the United States, she would have literally had to have stayed at my house, waited, and it could be months, right, before she's allowed to work. Like, we could apply for a work visa, but realistically, it's going to take a couple months before it to get approved. She couldn't do anything. It'd be boring, right? And then the downsides, she couldn't finish college. She would literally have to stay at my house. She couldn't work to pass the time to make some money. You know, she would literally have to just burn her life waiting For what? For a marriage? That'd be dumb. Oh, I think the lights are blinking. I saw them blink again. Gosh, that's frustrating. I'll catch it in a minute. But so her going back to rather than the overstay visa, her going back to Thailand and the K1 visa was like the best option. That's my point. And then at the end of the day, the this visa right now still could be denied. And then to give you guys kind of an idea of another reason why I'm so frustrated, right? I'm in my early 20s. My peak, they say that your 20s are your peak of your life. That's your best years. That's literally the best thing. Right now, she's 22. She's a year older than me. Born in 2002. I'm born in 2003. Last month, I turned 21. I'm 21. She's 22. Okay? In 2 years, 1 year and 7 months, basically, we're going to round that sucker up. We're going to round it up. 2 years. She's going to be 24 before we can start our life in the United States. 24. Okay? I'm going to be 23. To give you kind of an idea of how ridiculous this is, I met her when I was 19 in 2023. Wait, whoa. It makes sense. Okay, so I was 19 for sure, right? 19 in 2023, right? And then she's going to be, the math makes sense. Trust me. This is one of them things that, like, I'm pretty sure I'm correct. But I was 19 when I met her, and she was 20, I think. Or I was 20 and she was 21. No, definitely 19. Sorry. Anyways, it's going to be a couple years, right? And I'm going to be mid-20s by the time she comes to the U.S., right? Well, I'm going to be, 23, but, then again, it's still a long time. It's ridiculous. And, yeah. And like I said, if anybody knows anybody, right? If anybody knows anybody, share this video, right? Because I know it's not just me going through this. There's no way it's just me going through this immigration process. Because there's no way, there's no logical reason it takes 19 months to go, like, through the process, unless there's so many people applying for the visa, because they're going to start apparently deporting everybody that's illegal here, right? Whatever that means. Maybe a lot more people are applying for the immigration thing because they think, oh, yeah, that we're supposed to go through it legally. It's the best way. This is how I'm getting treated. This is how everybody's getting treated. It takes forever, and it's not even guaranteed. As a U.S. citizen, right? I know I've repeated myself a couple times. I apologize, but I'm almost done. And then, if anybody knows anything, please share this video. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, if you're watching this, thank you. I don't know how to be more genuine. I genuinely don't. I'm like, thank you so much. Like, if you could please apply this, the Department of Government Efficiency, my theory is that they'll rework the immigration system to make it more efficient. Otherwise, the only motivator for people to come to the U.S., like, to not come here illegally, right, is to come here illegally and potentially get deported, right? And then apparently they're saying you're going to get banned for life if you come and get deported. Like, it's a whole politics thing. I'm not going to get into it, right? We don't know for sure. But that's one way, come here illegally. Or the other way is going through this process and it takes forever. Like, what? Why is it taking 19 months? Why is it taking 11 months? Why is it taking months? It could easily get done in 6 months. If it was 6 months, nobody would care. The immigration, nobody would care. 6 months, people can wait a half a year. Okay? The idea would be just instant, but, 6 months, I feel like that's reasonable. Right now, the idea, right now they're doing 14 to 16 months is estimated. 6 months, if we can get the immigration system for the green card down to 6 months, I feel like nobody would care about it. I swear nobody would care about it. And then to be 100% clear, I want to make it 100% clear to everybody watching, I'm not asking for a special privilege or a fast pass on this visa. I'm specifically, because me and my wife, we're not more important than anybody else. We're in line for the visa just like everybody else. First come, first serve. That's how it works. First come, first serve. First in, first out. It's one of them. Well, at least this is the way I think it works, right? Unless you're, you know, I don't know how it works. Unless you're ultra rich, you know, you can just go move to a different country, right? And I could go move to Thailand, but we both don't want to live there. You know, you go to Thailand. I'm not gonna get into it, but like the U.S. is a better place to live. There's more opportunities here. It is more expensive, but there's more opportunities and, you know, freedom of speech and a bunch of other stuff. You know, so there are benefits to the United States and being here. People are chill. People can speak English. People, you know, they can kind of speak English there. Yeah. So, you know, I'm in the same line as everyone else, going through the same process everyone should, right? The legal way that they tell you. But, you know, I'm merely just making this video as a message to make it known, and hopefully this USCIS or immigration issue that America has right now would be resolved, or, you know, at least, you know, they condense it down and make it a little bit quicker. And, you know, since 2025 is looking to be a year of great change for America, there's a lot of stuff. There's good, there's bad, there's always going to be bad. There's hopefully always going to be good, but there's always going to be something bad that comes out of a change, right? Like the tariff thing. Good could come from it. Prices could go higher. Probably are guaranteed to go higher a little bit, you know. Like companies are going to take advantage of, like, oh, you know, we got tariffs and stuff. But we're not going to get, this is not a political video. Hopefully not. It kind of is, you know. But it's about the immigration system. And then, you know, especially the immigration system should be good. And I feel, this might be bad to say, but I feel like, especially for people born and raised in the United States of America, U.S. citizens born and raised, right? And this could also apply, like, I'm specifically talking about myself and my own personal experience. I don't know what everybody else is going through, right? Your parents might have immigrated here, and you're a first-generation kid, right? But then again, I'm talking about born and raised United States citizen. I'm a white guy. I am literally what they say is the majority of people, is white male. I'm it, baby. I'm, you know, I'm it, you know. But, you know, that's pretty much all I had to say, right? Hopefully, you know, hopefully that's going to change. If you know anyone else going through the same process, or anyone, you know, or if anybody has anything to say, share it in the comments. I'm going to post this video on YouTube and Twitter, because Twitter, freedom of speech, hallelujah, it's coming back. And then, you know, wherever you're hearing about this, or even if you're just reading this, that I'm going to post all of this is going to be on Twitter and in the YouTube video description, as long as there's enough text. As long as there's enough text characters, I'll post it there. If not, I'll link you to my Twitter. And then, you know, share it. Share this video. You know, I want the USCIS and I want the immigration system to be improved. Because I'm going through it directly, and I know other people are. But, you know, everybody's a little bit narcissistic, I feel. Like, there's a good term for it that I learned, like, from a weird movie. I like it. It's called psychological egoism. You know? Psychological egoism. Everybody is always looking out for themselves individually, because at the end of the day, you're born alone and you're going to die alone. So, in a way, that's a form of narcissistic, that's like a narcissistic trait. So, you know, I am making this video to hopefully help my own personal situation, but if it benefits everybody, I also benefit, because I'm a part of everybody, right? And, you know, if you want to put your own personal story in the comments or whatever, like, it'd be great. Like, it'd be good to know, and I'd like to know everybody's own personal experience. Like, I'd like to know, because if there's something that I need to do different, I would like to know about it. If I'm making a big mistake, and if there's, like, you know, I like to learn new information. Hence why I'm posting this video. I'm on the internet constantly. I'm on YouTube constantly. That's all I do is the internet. That's it. That's all I do. I play video games. That's all I do. But, you know, the only way we can make change and hopefully get a better outcome for everyone is to have a loud voice. You know, as Trump said when, you know, I'm assuming the majority of people voted for Trump. That's why he won so much. That's why he won. So, have an open mind. If you voted for Kamala Harris, I don't care. I'm open-minded. You had your reasons, go for it. We're purely talking about the immigration system. It doesn't matter to me. But, you know, I'm just going based off of what they said and what just might happen. Like, you know how he said, make it too big to rig? Let's make our voice loud so they hear about it and hear about this issue and hopefully focus on the immigration system. Because if you're thinking, I don't care. It's just some random guy on the internet, some random guy. No, I'm not just some random guy. I am going through the U.S. immigration system like you might, maybe, or somebody you know might have to go through it, or one of your family members. Like, if somebody that you knew was going through the situation and you understood the downsides and the hardness of this, you might look at this video differently. But I hope I have, you know, explained my situation good enough and clearly enough. I might have missed something. I swear I missed something. I feel like I scrolled down on my thing here, and I feel like I missed something. But that's probably common. You know, the only way we're going to get any change in this country is by making our voice loud and making it known that we need change to happen, which is kind of why, you know, change is happening right now. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. So we gotta make our voice loud, you know. I know if I'm going through this, other people are. I know that for a fact. I'm not crazy. I know it's not just me. I know I'm not talking to a void. Somebody else is going through this. But anyways, I'm going to wrap up this. I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to stop wasting your time. If you did watch this video, like I said, when people ask me to share stuff like in a random video, I don't. I never do. I just don't. But hopefully, if 1% of the people watching this video shares it or talks about it or gets people talking about the immigration system and how bad it sucks, like how slow it is specifically, you know, maybe we can make a difference. Maybe 2025 will be a better year for specifically the immigration system. Obviously, there's, you know, prices and stuff. You know, everybody's going through something different. You know, everybody's going through their own problems. But, you know, it'd be great if my wife could come to the U.S. and we could, you know, start my life, you know, because right now I'm just by myself. I live with my mom. I'm literally waiting for her to come to the U.S. so I can move out. I don't want to live by myself. It's boring, you know. Some people do. I don't. I'm in a very fortunate situation where I don't have to. And, you know, my family doesn't suck that bad, so I can just stay here. Simple. But anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me your time. And if you know anybody or put the comment, I already said that. You know what to do. You know the drill. Anyways, thank you. Have a good Christmas. And maybe I'll do a follow-up video. Maybe if the situation gets worse, I'll make an even angrier video. You know, and then hopefully, somebody in power focuses on making the immigration system quicker, which I'm sure that's a part of the plan. But then again, we're worried about, like, you know, taxing EVs and making EVs 100% tariff on the Chinese EVs, even though the Xiaomi, there's a Xiaomi EV car that costs $41,000, which is basically the same price as a Tesla, and it looks cooler. It's a cooler looking car, but we're focused on tariffs. But we're gonna talk about immigration system. It's a whole thing. Thank you for watching. Anyways, I'll stop yapping. Thank you for watching the video. I think I went through everything. Yeah. I think I made my voice. Anyways, have a good one.